Whoa, you're still here? Well, congratulations on getting through Sarabash. You deserve a big pat on the back for that one. Whether you got it quickly, or whether it took a few hours, whether you sat around grinding for some consistency on it, or if you've just gotten it once and are sitting here praying that I say you can safety save, or whether you just decided that this silly trick was worth practicing later and you just debugged your way up here to see the rest of the run. Nonetheless, good job on getting to Sorrow. Let's take a look at what's left. And by the way, you can make a safety save here if you want. Optimally, you don't, but there's spare energy for one, or maybe even two, if you go grab an energy crystal up here. So, let's look at Sorrow. We're going to charge dash bash up to that bird, grab this ability cell off to the side. If you don't touch the ground after getting that ability cell, you can skip the pickup dialogue on it, which is kind of nice. And then if you remember from before Sorrow Bash, there's rocket jumps, and we're going to do one off this bird, that charge dash with a jump cancel. So we'll head up here, go get this keystone, and then throw the frog onto this ledge to the left. Now, what we want to do here is another rocket jump off this frog, but with a particular timing, so that the frog begins to shoot at us as we soar past him. And what this will do is it'll break the roof above. So if I just step it back a little bit so we see this full movement with the correct timing, throw the frog there, rocket jump, head down. And that causes his shot to break the roof for us, which is by far faster than going around the left side of Sorrow to do it. So a few things about this. You have to delay a little bit. You can't just rush out here and rocket jump, and that's why I'm not dashing. I'm just walking over normally and jumping, because the frog is stunned by the bash. If you rocket jump immediately, he will not shoot, and then you will not break the roof. Then secondly, you want to hold Feather at the top of this, because he's still aiming the shot right now. I need to make sure I stay up against this roof for just a little bit, so that there's time for the frog to finish shooting, and then he'll send the shot up here. Much like the frog that we used to get into Swamp, this frog's shots have a maximum height, which gets set at the moment it fires, based on Ori's position, so we need to be just right up against this to make the shot break it. If we're too low, we won't be able to bash the shot up to break the roof. So just hang out here for a bit, and then we're going to stomp back down and rocket jump off of him. So this takes us all the way up to the top of Sorrow, and now we can use the fact that Feather refunds our air dash to get a few air dashes in, or if you find the spikes too spooky, you can just kind of glide around. That's okay. We'll grab this 100 experience orb out of the spikes there to set up our final level up, and then we'll do a ghost door up here. So throw those keys in, save, and then die. It should be noted that you don't need to do this ghost door. If you burnt your energy somehow, some way, it's gone. You safety saved, you messed up a rocket jump, something like that. It's okay, you just don't do the ghost door, just put the keys in and carry on. Now I will note optimally that before you take that death there is the best time to start a save anywhere, and then carry it back through these spikes we just went through to do a trick that's coming up. Because that's not strictly necessary for the run, and going through these spikes with your vision obscured is a little annoying, we're going to put that aside for now, and we're just going to go grab charge jump. So let's head over there. So here I'll just toggle the UI off real quick to skip the dialogue around this tree, pick up charge jump, and then we'll head out. Animations. I'll dash out of here, bash off this stuff, and then we'll head back through these spikes. You could also opt to start a save anywhere on your way out here, but I figure if you're going to do it over there, you might as well do it on the way in. So instead, to make things a little bit easier, we'll save here, and then start the save anywhere. Next, float up to this roof, and you want to get right up against the roof, either off to the left of center or off to the right of center. It doesn't really matter. Personally, I prefer the left of center. So that's where I'm sitting. And then when you're against the roof, level an ability, keep your save anywhere, drop down, and die by charge jumping into these spikes. And now, while you're waiting to respawn, the inputs you're going to hold are Feather and the direction towards the center of the roof. So since I saved to the left, I'm going to hold right. If I had saved over on the right side, you would hold left. And for whatever reason, this breaks the roof when you respawn. Now, there's some instant kill lasers on cycles in this area, and I think you'll get used to how these cycles tend to work as you play Sorrow more often, but when you're first learning, they may seem a little mystical. And the reason for that is because the cycle begins when you first come up through Sorrow, when that first rocket jump off of the frog to get up here, and it saves the state when we're over at charge jump. So when you come back from charge jump over here, you get varying results depending on how quickly you came into charge jump. So just something to think about. But when you get consistent movement through here, then you'll get used to how these laser cycles work. So I'm just going to float up through them. We're keeping this save anywhere active, just to save a point of energy. Strictly speaking, if you wanted, you could cancel it, and then float up here being able to see, but it's a relatively short section, so I don't think it's too bad. So once we're up at the top, we're going to dash 3 times to the left, and then charge a charge jump, and just do a full height charge jump. And this jumps over most of a really slow walk zone up to the Sunstone, and puts us right next to it. So now at this point, you will want your UI off again, so that you can not have to click through the dialogue at the Sunstone. But if you have to, it's fine. Just make sure you don't accidentally level up anything while you're doing it. And let's let this cutscene begin. So you can just hold left this entire time, and as soon as you're able, Ori will walk to the left and pick up the Sunstone. And then there's an audio cue for when to save, so I'll shut up. There it is. If you were to turn your UI back on right before that save was necessary, you'd see the "you got the Sunstone" thing pop up, and you would grab it, and then you could be out of there. So then we just head back down. Stomp straight out of Sorrow. We have everything we need here. We've got the skill, we've got the key to the last dungeon. So that'll wrap it up for this segment, and I will see you guys in Misty.